All right, next we'll talk about the tricky K and G. So these sounds are some of the most frequently worked on in the preschool population. They are tricky because they're not as easily seen as the P, B, and M and T, D, and N because they are at the back of the throat. You can't as easily see them. So I will give you some tips and tricks and let's see if we can get it going for your child. So the visual phonics symbol for K is K, K. You're just showing your child that that sound is made at the back of the mouth by tapping your throat. Okay. Another thing that you can do that I've had some success with, let's see if you can do the same thing. We tell the kids that this is their magic finger, and the magic finger only works if it stays dry. And if it gets wet, it loses all of its magic. And so then we have the kids, of course, wash their hands before you get started with this, but then you talk to them about the magic finger, and then you have them put it in their mouth, right there on that alveolar ridge that we've talked about previously, right there on that bump of the roof of your mouth behind your front teeth. And they can't get it wet, so that tongue has to stay way, way back. And so most kids, if they're making an error on their K, they're pushing it forward and doing what we call fronting, and they're putting the back sound at the front of their mouth. So they're producing T for cookie. And so if we tell them to put their magic finger in there and don't get it wet, that forces them to push that tongue in the back of their mouth. So we do put your magic finger in, cookie. Oh, is it still dry? Oh, yay, it still has magic. You can make it into a really big thing, okay? Another technique that is highly successful is using, if your child will allow you to, a tongue depressor to keep their tongue tip down. Now, at the preschool, when we do this, we have flavored tongue depressors. So they get to pick if they want cherry or grape or fruit punch or what sort of flavor they want. You probably aren't that lucky at home, but maybe you could, soak it in some sugar water or something so that it's a little bit sweet. And so what you do then for that is you place the tongue depressor and hold the tongue tip down as you have them do key, key, key. So key is great because that E sound is also, it's pretty close to where the K sound is made in the mouth. So you would just hold the tongue depressor on the tip of the tongue, key, 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 and keep the tongue from going T, T. You're holding it from doing that. At first, there may be quite a bit of resistance, but in my experience, typically, even just within 2 or 3 minutes, that resistance, they're like, oh, if I stop fighting you on that, then if my tongue stops trying to do push-ups against that tongue depressor, it's easier and I make the right sound. So it's a pretty readily available, quick response sort of a change that you can make with your child. The other thing that you can do with your child for the K sound is you can have them lay down on their back and get really relaxed and lay there and let their tongue fall. So talk to them about let your feet fall to the side, let your hands fall to the side, lay on your back and get really relaxed, and then let your tongue fall. Your tongue goes all the way back and you go That is a way that you can get the K sound and the G sound. Another way that I've found that I can help the kids is to do a coughing sound. Sometimes just that simple gesture will get them going. Another way that you can do is you can try a bit of a rooster sound. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So that would be another set of cues you could give them. The last sound that I use, or the last little reminder that I use with them, is sometimes this is the mad kitty sound. Or I guess it could be a crashing car. If you've got a child that's into that type of a play and you hear them producing that sound when their toys are crashing or a kitty cat is mad, capitalize on it. Use it to facilitate the speech sound production for your child. Okay, so the sister sound to the K sound is the G sound. So all of the cues are going to be pretty much the same. It's just that this time their voice is turned on. So for the visual phonics, we do G, G, G to produce that. Instead of the coughing sound, we call this the drinking sound. And so I tell my kids, G, 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 G. We'll get them going on that G sound. The G is also good for a grrr. Have them growl and see if that backed R can get that G sound to come. Grrr, grrr. I think that's all I've got for K and G. It's a tough one, so don't feel defeated if it doesn't come easily. You can do the magic finger for both of them. You can have them lay on their back for both of them. You can do the tongue depressor for both of them. But I will tell you, it is a trickier, more difficult sound just because they can't see it as easily.